When asked to summarise the key characteristics of his films, Paolo Sorrentino had this to say: melancholy, nostalgia, and the relationship with solitude. These are the dominant themes that traverse all my films. Due to his success in 21st century film, Paolo Sorrentino has achieved international acclaim and praise as a leading Italian auteur of art cinema. Thus, his films exist at a contentious point between the aesthetic nature of film and external pressures of the geopolitical landscape. Sorrentino's Consequences of Love, The Great Beauty, and Youth each exhibit use of his telltale characteristics of mise-en-scene, cinematography, and character to convey a sense of distance and isolation. Sorrentino's establishment of mood via the use of on-screen diegetic space is instantly recognisable as a major contribution to art cinema. Author Giancarlo Lombardi states that Sorrentino possesses his own visual style and utilises mise-en-scene in a manner that doesn't bother to relate to the action of the characters. Consequences of Love, specifically, makes use of plain concrete spaces, shopping malls, tourist hotels, banks, to not only provide an atmosphere, but an environment rich with a sense of pathetic fallacy as it summarises the psycho-emotional state of the protagonist. These shots of domestic decor create an illusionary space that doesn't relate to the action of the character. He will then exhibit extreme close-ups of objects that the spectator at first will be unable to situate within the context. Their significance will only be established in the following shots. Within the Consequences of Love, Sorrentino avoids direct description nor subjectivity of his central character, Tita di Girolamo. The spectator sees a man trapped in a hotel existence. The events of the outside world are clearly separated from the action of Tita's life as he sits quietly and observes. Gary Crowdis believes that Sorrentino's choice of flashy and exquisite cinematography reflects his obvious passion for exhibiting purely cinematic matters, as according to Crowdis' 2009 interview. Observing his work, it becomes clear that he aims to include individual shots or even entire scenes with the sole purpose of offering a confronting sense of sheer beauty. These captures often do little to extend the plot, but deepen Sorrentino's visual style. Leonardo Di Martino describes that Sorrentino's The Great Beauty was designed to represent the illusionary surface of contemporary Italian society and unveil the more intimate and graceful reality behind it, with all its fragilities and fears. The effect of the opening scene of The Great Beauty is transfixing and hypnotic as the camera flies over the Janiculum Hill of Rome before consecutive tracking shots are cut over one another, delivering a dreamlike effect. Sorrentino's choice of protagonist reflects his pursuit of his personal intentions as he consistently showcases ambiguously unsympathetic leading characters. Russell J.A. Kilborn believes that this serves as an unusual convention of Sorrentino's work, as the spectator is often encouraged to not identify nor relate to the atypical protagonist. Lombardi recognises that Tita di Girolamo, Jep Gambardella, and Fred Ballinger are all examples of self-absorbed, upper-class, late middle-aged men who firmly believe they understand their surroundings perfectly, when in reality they misunderstand them completely. These men are fond of pithy observations and sweeping philosophical statements based on their experiences of love, loss, friendship, and nostalgia as they search for meaning in what they define as a life of despair. This is outlined in a more recent 2014 interview between Sorrentino and Crowdis. Sorrentino's characters are, nonetheless, firmly rooted within Italian society, as Lombardi phrases it. The consistency of Sorrentino's leading characters indicates a prevailing message of age and disinterest. Thus, Sorrentino's narratives transcend the borders of Italian cinema, resulting in his newfound status as a transnational auteur.